Hi, this is LT Survival. In this part 2 of bearings, we'll be seeing how to take the bearing on a map with the different type of compass and the roamer, which is basically a protractor that most people know from school. You can do that and convert your azimuth to be able to use it if you have no preset azimuth. So stay tuned, we'll be right back. As I was saying, in this episode we're gonna transfer on the overhead and look how to take a bearing on a map. It's going to be a short video. I'm just going to explain it with the three type of compass I have and the protractor, and then we're going to be doing another episode on the magnetic declination, how to set it up on the better compass of them. So stay tuned. Okay, for this demonstration, we have to have a start point, end point to where we want to go. So we're going to start with the good compass. Okay, again. So you don't need to trace a line in between both of the points if it fits the side of your compass. This compass is basically a ruler. Okay, and you go from point A to point B. So this is the way, just in line. I'm doing it through the camera, it's a little more difficult. Okay, and if we zoom a little more, okay, I want you to focus on, here we go, A and B is here, and you see the blue line of the map with the north, which is the north, and you match up the north, and the black line will be parallel to the blue line basically. So technically you should be in line, parallel, both of them. Oh, I'm just gonna make sure they are. Okay, here we go. So we've got parallel line together, the black and the blue. If I can if I can keep this on the map, and the north match the north of the map, which is up on this part, and this is basically the azimuth. 1350 is the azimuth for our bearing, because we have a azimuth marker. Okay, let's back up again. Oh, back. So basically that's how we put the compass. This is always pointing towards where we want to go, so we make sure that we're going towards the objective. So in this point B, and the north match the north, and we're all good to go. So same thing for the other compass, except that some are so basic that you cannot navigate with them precisely. So we're going to make sure our body, again, the side of the compass is the ruler. We're going to go a little closer. Oh, a little closer. A towards B. Let's have A towards B. This is the front of the compass. We're going to match up the north, okay, with the north again, and parallel, blue line and black line parallel, so that way we can have the azimuth. Unfortunately, this one has no marker, so we cannot know which is the azimuth for forward. It's a basic compass. We would have to guesstimate, but unfortunately for this, for the to convert our bearing, we'll move the compass a little bit down, so that way, okay. What I've done is put the central line on the blue line, okay. And if I want to compensate this one for the bearing, I'll have to add 17 degrees. 17 degrees is about here. I'm gonna do that. That's my declination, because I'm gonna explain it in the other video. Ours declination is to the west, so we're going to be adding 17 degrees to our direction. So this compass is set that if my red needle is in between those two, I can walk pretty much precisely towards the objective. So even a dollar store El Cheapo compass can be used to navigate a little more precise, but not much. Okay, a little more precise than it is, but it's not the end of the world. I mean, it's not very good. This is the same as the other one, except that this one is in degrees and it has only a marker inside the white space. Okay, if you look at it here, you see the marker, it's underneath the numbers, so we can adjust the bearing and the declination with this indicator. Is going to be a little more precise than the other one. So basically we do again the same thing. It's all the same thing. I mean, you put the body on A and B, turn the dial until it's parallel, okay, and once the line match up, the north is towards the north, so the north is towards the north, and we're pointing towards the objective here is towards B, and we're all fine. This one says 80 degrees pretty much on the dot, so if we wanted to walk with this compass, the 80 degree plus 17 would be 97, which would be right here, sorry, right there. So that's 97, that's 98, and then 100. And that would be able to walk on the terrain and compensate the declination, magnetic declination on this compass. We'll see that more on the next video. So basically this is a protractor. It's marked here, okay. It is square. It's an old instrument. Okay, it does conversion, so if you want to know the difference between degrees and mils, okay, 17.78 mils is 1 degree, so you could use that to convert. But this one is made. You have a pivot point for your angles. Okay, this is the pivot point. This is the 0 line. This is the 90 line. That's also 0 line, because the first half of the circle is the first half of the protractor, and the second, if you pivot it this way, it continues on the second inside ring to go towards the 6400 mark. So that way you have a full circle on one side, and on the other side you have degrees, again 0, 180, 180, 360. To use it, first of all, to use it on a map, you need to have lines drawn, because a protractor, you have to see where the line is going. And once you've drawn your line, you're gonna adjust your pivot point straight onto the intersection of that line and a blue line, so that way you can read the numbers here. If you read the number here, you have almost 17.5 degree 17. That's 1350 on this. That was 1350 on this, maybe a little more, and on this is 1380. So a little more precise, if you want to read it. Okay, it's a little more precise, but not exactly the same. The protractor is more precise if you want to project angles. Same thing with the degree. I'm going to use the line here, the 0, the pivot is intersecting the blue line, and the 0 line is on the blue, and that would make a 77 degrees. We had almost 80 on the compass, so pretty close. Okay, obviously compass, because of the smaller size of the dial, is less precise than the roamer, but it is pretty close. The roamer is a tool that we can use for planning purposes, so not bad. Obviously all these compass have to be compensated for declination, which, as you remember, is here. We use the computer-based declination because of this 1980 with variation, since it's going to be impossible to mat. Well, it's going to give you a solution that's not the reality, so we have to do that. Well, as you can see, it's not rocket science to set the bearing on a compass. The compass is way more versatile than the protractor. Okay, compass is better than protractor because it is a protractor and the navigation tool you need. So that should be in your pocket all the time. It is way better to use this than the protractor on the map. Protractor is useful, but not as useful as your compass. So because your compass gives you everything in one small package, and you don't have to carry anything else. So if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you back in the next video.